welcome back to the Burrow. I'm Hillary, your resident fragrance-loving muggle. So today we are going to discuss my fragrance journey. So if you want to hear about that, stick around. So the thing that's really cool about a fragrance journey is that it's always unique. Your story is always going to be different than the person next to you. And I feel like mine started off kind of boring. When I was in probably junior high, I think someone gifted me a bottle of Britney Spears Fantasy. And I thought my little pink bottle was so cute. And I saved it to wear on special occasions if I thought I was going to be dressing up for school or spelling bees, because that's what I did then, or academic team, anything along those lines. I saved it for that. I also had a couple body sprays and things like that for when I was playing sports, but for the most part, my only perfume was Britney Spears Fantasy. And although at the time I loved the fragrance, I quickly realized that it gave me headaches. And I am unfortunately a major migraine sufferer, and I kind of thought that all fragrances would do that to me. My whole family comes from a family with bad sinuses and allergies and all those sorts of things. And, I tried to stick with just some of my body sprays. Even my deodorants and things like that were unscented. And I quickly just steer cleared of the whole fragrance aisle even at the store. I don't even walk down the candle aisles at Walmart because instantly my head just clogs up and it's pretty embarrassing. I just look really stupid when I walk out of Yankee Candle and my eyes are all poofy and red, and I look like I've walked in there and someone's called me and given me the worst news of my life, and it's really just that I wanted to smell that happy little candle and it killed me. So that's basically where my fragrance journey had ended for a while. I had one fragrance, that Britney Spears Fantasy. I had a couple of different body sprays from Bath & Body Works. I think I had Love Spell from Victoria's Secret because that was the cool thing when I was younger. And that was basically it. And then, time progresses. My ex-wife, for probably a good 5 or 6 years while we were together, wore CK1 every day, always. And I remember thinking it smelled all right, but it wasn't anything to write home about. And I don't really remember if it bothered me or not. I don't think I ever actually wore it. But I remember smelling it on her, and she would also wear Old Spice and that sort of thing. Anyways, progress another few years, and I'm a dog groomer, and one of the worst things about being a dog groomer is that our industry is smelly. Basically, we work with wet dogs, skunked dogs, dogs that have pooped on themselves, dogs that poop on me. There's pee, there's anal glands, there's literally every nasty thing known to man can happen to me on any day. Just literally any day. I could, try to dress up cute for work and, never fail, a dog will pee on me. It's just always how it works. So, it's really frustrating to always feel like you're gonna be smelly. And so there were times where I would actually spray my the cologne that we put on the dogs on myself because it's hypoallergenic, and I realized, well, that's not really bothering me. And so I started kind of thinking about getting fragrances. And at that time, I started noticing those Scentbird commercials on Facebook. I know you guys have probably also seen thousands of them. And I guess my business partner was also thinking the same thing, and we just weren't having this conversation. And apparently, at 2 a.m. one night, or morning, I don't know, in the middle of the night when he was up early, he decided to order Scentbird. And I think he ordered in Versace Eros. And, we're the kind of people that when we get really interested in something, we research the hell out of it. And so I guess he started researching, and he heard about Creed Aventis, about how it was the best fragrance that there ever existed. So he told me about this, and he told me about the Scentbird situation, that how he had ordered it, and I was like, oh, well, I was thinking about ordering that too. And so we decided to go to the mall and smell everything, literally everything. You know, I didn't know that you're not supposed to smell 50,000 fragrances in a row. And I walked out of the mall with the worst headache I have ever had in my life. And, but I was like, you know, some of those weren't that bad. And so the next day, we found out that there is one shop in, I think in our whole state. There might be some, you know, a couple hours away, but I think one shop in our state that carried Creed, and it was in our town. And I thought, well, how about we go check it out, because this is, you know, something that you're interested in. And I was like, I'll just go with you. And honestly, I was not all that excited. I just wanted to support him and this thing that he was interested in. And we get there, and he sprays Aventis on a test strip, and all I could smell was smoke. You know, my nose wasn't really super in tune to all the different notes and that sort of thing, and I did not like it at all. And I was just kind of perusing, smelling a couple things, just so I didn't look like that awkward, you know, person standing in the corner not doing anything, which is basically who I am. And I smelled Aqua Fiorentina by Creed, and literally the second I smelled it, I was just like, oh, okay, well, I found it. Like, this is my dream fragrance. And I was sitting there sniffing on this test strip for a good 20 minutes because, like I said, I'm a creeper and I just stand there doing nothing. And I realized I didn't get a headache. And I was like, what is this magic? And so I started smelling more fragrances. And I kind of eventually realized that not all fragrances can trigger my migraines. And I was like, okay, so maybe there's just certain things. And so I started, you know, delving into these fragrances and trying to figure out what kinds of things would trigger it, because I wanted to smell good. I didn't want to just be the one person that can't wear fragrances. I wanted to wear the cool stuff. And yeah, so things started to progress. My very first bottle I ever got of a fragrance was English Laundry Signature for Her, I think. And I don't even know the notes that are in it. It's not on Fragrantica. I didn't know that Fragrantica existed at the time. I didn't know what that was. And of course now, you know, it does give me some headaches. I didn't know, but you know, I tried. But yeah, so that was my first ever bottle, you know, in my 20s, of fragrance that I got. And yeah, so I started, you know, smelling everything, and I kind of quickly became obsessed with just getting my nose on every fragrance ever. And so I quickly realized that I could not afford to have all of the bottles of every fragrance that I thought was amazing. So my collection primarily consists of brand travel atomizers, like this one is Sundrunk by Imaginary Authors, or 30ml bottles, like this one, Fine Apple by Gallagher Fragrances. Because I realized that, you know, small bottles are just as good as big bottles. And if I have a small bottle, then it's not like if I have a whole bunch of fragrances, I can't go through an entire big bottle. A small bottle will last me for a long time. Look, and they're cute. Like, I mean, how cute is that? But yeah, so my fragrance collection primarily consists of brand travel atomizers and 30 to 50ml bottles. I do have a couple 100ml bottles, but those are like fragrances that I am head over heels in love with, or that's the only option that they came in. But I usually try to go for the smaller sizes. My collection primarily consists of niche fragrances. I definitely kind of gel more into the niche zone. I am a huge nerd. I like fragrances that remind me of different places in my books and of different things about movies. Just because the whole idea of scent memories just it just makes me happy. You know, if I want to smell like the Shire, I'll spray on Green Irish Tweed. If I want to smell, I don't know, if I want to smell like Yennefer from The Witcher, I'll spray on Joe Malone's elderberry and, what is it called? Elderflower and gooseberry. Yeah, I just kind of do, I'm just a big weirdo. I just kind of do whatever I want, I guess, as far as fragrances are concerned. Yeah, so mostly small bottles, travel atomizers, and I love to order full house sample discovery sets. I probably have at least 20 or so full discovery sets just sitting in a stack, waiting for me to go through them all, because I like to give each fragrance time. I do not buy a bottle unless I absolutely love the fragrance. As a mom of a toddler, as a single mom of a toddler, I do not have an unlimited bank account, and that's just how it is, and most people don't. So I have to make decisions that are the best for my little family, and oftentimes that means, buying diapers before I get to buy something that smells pretty, and that's okay. There is no rush for me to get every fragrance out there. I have my entire life to add to my collection, and any fragrance that I have a bottle of, you can rest assured that I truly love the fragrance, and that it is one of my, top tiers of fragrances that I've smelled. And yeah, I guess that's kind of strange. I know a lot of people like to collect, full lines of fragrances, or they like to collect bottles that look nice together, or that sort of thing. And I only buy what I think is truly unique and truly special, because, I'm unique, and I want fragrances that match my personality and that make me happy. I don't care if they make someone else happy, and I don't care if somebody else thinks they don't smell good. I wear what I want. And something that's really cool about my fragrance journey, my toddler is 3 years old now, and he sees me picking out fragrances every day to put on before I go to work, and he likes to open up my cabinet and stare at them, and he likes to pick out my fragrances for me sometimes. And I think that relationship is just something that is so cool. He already has favorites, although among his favorites are some fragrances that a lot of people hate. He loves Baccarat Rouge and Tom Ford's Lost Cherry, but that's my weird kiddo, and I don't know, maybe someday he'll grow up to be a perfumer and he will take care of mommy, because that would be pretty awesome. But yeah, so that's my fragrance journey. I'm still trudging along in it. I think I have around 40 to 50 bottles, maybe, and I probably have about 20 different brand travel atomizers and a number of decants. I had a bunch of Scentbird decants before I found out that Scentbird wasn't the greatest idea ever. But, I still have the fragrances, and it's good to have them for now. But yeah, so that's where I am on my fragrance journey. Like I said, everybody's fragrance journeys are different. Mine was a little weird, it went from having one fragrance and thinking that all fragrances would literally cause me pain, and not wearing fragrances for probably 15 years. And then all of a sudden having this collection, and obsessively smelling samples, and having a YouTube channel because I love fragrances and I think about them all day, every day, and I research them, and I make lists, and it's just what it is. It's what I do as a hobby. It's hard to have a hobby as a mom sometimes, because the kid, a kid doesn't really care if you have time to yourself. So fragrances are what I do for fun, and yeah, and at least it's something that I can share with him too, and maybe he will grow up to be the same. So I hope you all enjoyed this video and a little bit of insight into my weird little life. So thank you guys so much for stopping by the Burrow, and I can't wait to talk to you guys again soon. Bye.